Welcome to SDH's look at everything going on in MLS Next Pro. Very, very busy week coming up. Starts in the midweek. That's why the show's posting a little earlier than normal, so we can get you prepped for everything going on here in match week 8.5, somewhere in there. But action starting on Wednesday, going all the way through your Sunday because of Open Cup and juggling lineups and things like that. So we'll see what it all looks like, and we will get you prepped for all you need to know when it comes to MLS Next Pro. Let's go backward before we go forward and go through all the matches of the previous 7 days. Starting back on Friday, May 5th, one of the 2 days that's traditionally the busier when it comes to MLS Next Pro. Early on, Columbus Crew 2, 1-0 winners at historic Crew Stadium against Hunt City. One of our matches of the week, our match of the week in the East. We go to Matthews. Crown Legacy, hot start out of the blocks, hosting OCB. Here's your highlights, courtesy of our friends at MLS Next Pro and Apple TV.
How Crown Legacy looks here. Their starting 11 and their 4-3-3. Christopher Acuna and Fabian Loyola at the top of this 4-4-2. Whistle is blown, and let's dance here at the top of the Eastern Conference between Crown Legacy FC and Orlando City B. Again, Pareba leads this team in assists with 3. Melo starts his engines down the left side. Ball sent in, headed on, and in the back of the net, Yuri Tavares scores in back-to-back matches, and Crown Legacy scores before the second minute. Now a turnover, and the ball sent out to Tablante, who's racing forward. Moses Tablante. Medina to the back post, is punched away, and then found in. The second one sends him into the box. Mayaka. Rodriguez da Costa. Yes! We see it here. His service blocked. Mayaka earns it back. Now Scardina slips through. Tavares. Yes! Melo. Here's the whistle blow, and a flurry of goals in the late stages of the second half. Send Crown Legacy to victory.
So Crown Legacy walks away with another win on the board to maintain their hot start here in the 2023 season. Out west, Sporting Kansas City 2-1 winners over the San Jose Earthquakes 2. That one was at PayPal Park. And at Zions Bank Stadium in Harriman, Utah, it was Tacoma Defiance over Real Monarchs by the score of 2-1. Saturday, the one match on the board, NYCFC over New England Revolution 2 by the score of 4-2. That one was at Belson Stadium in Jamaica, New York. Sunday, it was the long grid, like we always have. Inter Miami 2 and Atlanta United 2. You heard it on the SDH network. Atlanta United 2 comes out of the blocks with 2 goals in the first 3.5 minutes, but it took an 88th minute winner from 20 yards out. And Inter Miami 2 comes all the way back from being 2-0 down for the 3-2 win. They end up with full points. Philadelphia Union 2 at Montclair took out Red Bulls 2 by the score of 2-1. TFC 2 gets the win at York Lions Stadium north of the border, shutting out FC Cincinnati 2 by the score of 3-0. Colorado Rapids 2, one of the hot teams out west. They go to Carson, California, take out Los Dos by the score of 5-0. Then our match of the week out west went to penalties. National Sports Center in St. Paul, Minnesota. It was Minnesota United FC 2, Loons 2, as we call them here on the show, against Chicago Fire 2. Once again, here's your highlights, courtesy of our friends at MLS Next Pro and Apple TV.
Fred Emmings gets his start for the 7th consecutive time in gold. Nicholas Richardson at left back. Diego Pacheco, the young draft pick, number 43 at center back. Rochester will partner him. Osorio at right back. Ostrom at left back. Just to correct that, it's Minnesota who've won the toss, and they are in black going from right to left. Chicago Fire in the white strips from right to left on your screen. Just not coming to pass. On this one, it's intercepted. A real chance. Good save by Aurelia. The second chance, and it's in. The Twos take the lead. And it's in number 32, the Trinidadian, Malik Jesse Khan, gets his first goal of the season in his very first match. No, South Trinidad picks the pocket of the defender, takes the first bite of the apple, and the second bite was the one that was clinical. Iwe trying to thread it to Ware. Ware gets there first, he goes down, and a penalty is called. In the announcement, I said, what the hell for the goalkeeper. It was actually Mihaljo Miskovic. And he faces Timothy Ware. Ware, 2-0. What the hell. Lovely 1-2, Reynolds. A chance here, and it's 2-1. Beautiful interchange by Chicago Fire. And Harold Daniel Osorio gets his first goal. Reynolds came all the way inside from right back, and he laid it off beautifully for Osorio. At home versus Huntsville. And they travel up north to Canada versus Toronto FC. And then they take on one of the leaders, Crown Legacy. The cross comes into the far post, and it's headed in. Omari Glasgow levels this game up. Little give and go with Flores. The chip to the last post, and Glasgow. Galina, the substitute. Over the top to Glasgow with space. Across the face of the goal, and it's in! The Fire come all the way back to take the lead. A beautiful ball in from Omari Glasgow. That there's going to be a lengthy 6 minutes of stoppage time for the second half. Letterman. Lovely ball in. Pacheco is in. And it's past Lewis, and it's an own goal. No keeper has saved the penalty, but 2 penalties have been missed. One wide and one over the bar. Richardson. And it's an absolute rocket. Will step up. He has to score this penalty. Glasgow. Oh, and Hemming saves it. And Minnesota United FC win the penalty shootout by 3-2, and they take 2 points at home in their season opener.
So Minnesota United FC2 wins 3-2 on PKs to get the extra point. Austin FC2 gets the win at T2 at Providence Park by the score of 1-0. North Texas SC 4-1 winners over St. Louis City 2 at Choctaw Stadium, and your late game out west at Swangard Stadium, suburban Vancouver, British Columbia. Whitecaps FC2 over Houston Dynamo 2 by the score of 1-0. Now let's go through all of the news that has been going on here in the last couple of days. The MLS Next Pro team of Match Day 7, Toronto FC2, shootout defeat to Philadelphia Union 2. TFC came back on Match Day 7, 3-0 win, as we mentioned early on. Rising star of Match Day 7, we go to Rapids 2, and it's Daniel Garcia who gets the nod. 18-year-old defender stood out, first goal of the year within 5 minutes of coming on as a substitute, earned him the Rising Star Award for match day number 7, entered the game at the start of the second half to shore up the back line, scored during a set piece. So Garcia gets the third goal on the board early in the second half in the dominant win. Fort Collins, Colorado native, joined the Rapids organization as a U12. 13 appearances for Rapids 2 and MLS Next Pro last season. He'd made 3 appearances for Rapids 2 in the current year, 2 of those being starts. So your rising star of Match Day 7, Daniel Garcia, the defender for Colorado Rapids 2, who had the hot start and who has the hot start out west. So your MLS Next Pro player of Match Day 7. Nelson Pierre gets the nod for Philadelphia Union 2. His brace, goals in the 20th and the 39th, allowed Union 2 to get 8 points from their previous 4 matches. Pierre proving himself as a key piece to the attack, raising his total goal contributions this season to 3 goals and 2 assists. So that is your player of Match Day 7, Nelson Pierre, for Philadelphia Union 2. And one thing to keep an eye out for, Nick Firmino over at MLSNextPro.com. The league caught up with him, and he's sharing his journey to MLS Next Pro. And it's a great piece to kind of pull back the curtain on what those who follow him in and around Atlanta and Atlanta United already know about Nick Firmino and his hot start here in 2023. So let's get you ready for everything that is going on. And once again, don't forget to follow MLS Next Pro on all of their social media platforms, at MLS Next Pro on the Twitters and on the IG or the Gram or the Insta, as the kids say. It's at MLS Next Pro. So let's take a peek at the standings and get you ready for the weekend that will be. We'll do it division style. We mentioned Crown Legacy's hot start, and it has in fact been that. In the Northeast, Crown Legacy 6 wins in their first 7, 19 points. Revs 2 at 11 points at 3-3-1 with the extra point coming in a shootout win. Red Bulls 2 also at 11 points at 2-2-3 with 2 points extra in shootout wins. NYCFC at 10 points. Philadelphia Union 2 at 2-4-1 with 1 extra point with 8 points. And TFC2 getting that first win of the season, now at 1-4-1 in their first 6. They have 4 points. Central Division. Crew 2 at 14 points. And they have a better points per game average than Orlando City B. And they also have a better goal difference. So 14 points Crew 2, OCB 1 and 2. Atlanta United 2 with the loss to Inter Miami 2 has a 1-point lead on them for 3rd and 4th. Chicago Fire 2 with 8 points. And they have a better goal difference than FC Cincinnati 2. And Hunt City 4 points in their first 6 matches. 10 days away as we sit and talk here in the midweek from their home opener at a renovated Joe Davis Stadium in Huntsville, Alabama. Western Conference. We mentioned the hot start, and it's not just Rapids, too, as a matter of fact. It's Austin FC, too, both at 19 points. Goal difference, tremendous. 19 goals already scored by Rapids, 2 in 7 matches, just under 3 a match. They've only given up 6, a goal difference of plus 13. Austin FC, 2, 13 goals scored, 5 allowed. Goal difference of 8 on the season. North Texas SC at 12 points, and they played 8 games. They have 1 more win than Loons 2 at 12 points. Sporting Kansas City 2 is at 11 points. Houston Dynamo 2 is at 8. St. Louis City 2 with a record of 1-4-2 with the extra point on the board from the shootout win is at 6 points. Pacific Division. Tacoma Defiance and Whitecaps 2, they are both at 14 points so far here in the year. Tacoma better on goal difference and in points per game average, having played 1 less match than Vancouver. The Earthquakes 2 are at 9 points. They are way better in goal difference than Real Monarchs. Real Monarchs have given up 15 goals in their first 7 matches. San Jose has only given up 5. Galaxy 2 has only 1 win in their first 7, but they do have the extra point from the shootout loss in addition to the draw, 1-5-1 with the extra point, 5 points. Timbers 2 at 1-5 with 3 points. LAFC 2, 6 matches, 2 draws, 4 losses. And that's where we are when it comes to your division standings in MLS Next Pro. Now, your schedule upcoming for the week. We mentioned how busy it is. Tomorrow, 10 o'clock Eastern on MLS Season Pass on the campus of Cal State Fullerton and Titan Stadium, LAFC 2 is hosting St. Louis City 2. Also on MLS Season Pass on Friday, Chicago Fire 2 in Bridgeview hosting Hunt City. Earthquakes 2 at PayPal Park hosting North Texas. That one is at 10 o'clock. Sunday, all of the matches, once again, get an early start. Crew 2 at 2 o'clock Eastern Time at Crew Stadium hosting OCB on your Mother's Day. That one's on Season Pass, as is Atlanta United 2 at the Fraction hosting a hot Crown Legacy team. Once again, these two teams, their first team's playing Saturday night. The second team's playing Sunday afternoon at 5 in Kennesaw, Georgia. You can catch the audio there on the SDH network. Jason Longshore on the call. 6 o'clock Eastern on the website, MLSNextPro.com, Austin FC 2 at the University of Denver Soccer Stadium playing Colorado Rapids 2. Also on the website at Drive Pink, it is Philadelphia Union 2 and Inter Miami 2. And at Rock Chalk Park in Lawrence, Los Dos is playing Sporting Kansas City 2. MLS Season Pass at 7 at SaberCat Stadium. Real Monarchs play a Houston Dynamo 2. Also on MLS Season Pass at Montclair, NYCFC 2 and Red Bulls 2. York Lions Stadium, can TFC 2 make it 2 in a row at MLSNEXTPRO.com. Revs 2 and TFC 2. Also at 7 o'clock on MLS Season Pass, Whitecaps FC and the Portland Timbers 2 at Providence Park, and then at Starfire 10 o'clock at 11 o'clock on your Sunday night. It is Loons 2 and Tacoma Defiance. If you are in market and can catch any of these matches as we go here in the season, take a peek at the next generation when it comes to MLS Next Pro and the next wave of players that are trying to make names for themselves in the sport of soccer here in the United States attached to their Major League Soccer teams. If you are in market and can't, follow along on your local provider. If you're out of market and can't, you can follow along either MLSNextPro.com, MLS Season Pass on Apple TV, or through your local providers and their streams. So that is another go-round of everything going on in MLS Next Pro. For everybody here at SDH, I'm just John. Played safe, everybody. Enjoy the matchups in MLS Next Pro.